Sharon here. Welcome back to my channel for those who are returning, and welcome to any new subscribers that may be visiting for the first time. So as you can see by my desk, I have my gel plate prints here that we did in recent videos, and I really wanted to have a play using some of those. So I've had them on my desk amongst other things, and I have here to my right some bits and pieces that I've kind of been playing with, and that reminds me, I wanted to get something else, just excuse me. Okay, I also have the collage photo that we did in our last video that I'm just going to set aside. I did keep playing with a couple of bits, I think, before I cleaned up. So after I stopped the video, I think I had a little bit of paint left over, so I may have done these couple of sheets. I don't remember, but I plan on making a lot more in the future. I really love the way these pieces sort of came together, and I think using all of these things collectively along with my fabrics, because they're using the same paint tones, I think they're all going to work beautifully together, or that's my hope anyway. So I do have my fabrics to my right, and I also have some of the papers that I've stained, like this one here. And I also have the paper towel and the baby wipe in the green, just to give you an indication of what I have to play with. So, and you can see I've kind of been playing, just getting I wanted to get my head around how I wanted to move forward with all of this, and I have things all over my desks. Like I said, it's kind of an amalgamation of lots of ideas and things that I've been working towards. So okay, let's I think I haven't really played with baby wipes before. I have steered clear of them because of the patterning on them. The baby wipes that I get have that, it's almost like a teddy bear that's printed into the baby wipe, and I don't know whether I wasn't sure if I could pull it apart to use a thinner layer, but I don't know that that's going to work very well. The baby wipes that I use are quite thick. That's a little bit better, I think. Will it pull apart all the way? That's the question. So I hope you're all fabulous. I'm excited to be playing with some of these resources that I've created. So, okay. Now I'm still seeing that teddy bear print on here. I have no idea whether that's going to still be showing once I glue this down, but I think I would like to do that first. So just getting a piece of baking paper that I can sit this onto. Okay, so my DIY Mod Podge is in my craft room, my mixed media craft room outside. So I'm going to open this container here. Okay. It's getting some paper towel, and I have one of the makeup applicators that I got from Amazon just recently. Probably should have given this glue a bit of a shake up before I opened it. I'm just using one of my glue book pages. It is a Reader's Digest page that's been folded in half. So I've been a little too liberal with the Mod Podge, I think. Okay, and I'm going to move that out of that area. And pressing that down, and then adding a coat over the top. Actually, I think before I go any further, I will cut away the excess. So really just looking to create myself a background using the baby wipe. Oops. Nothing like a little messy crafting. So I've obviously had a tear in my baby wipe there, which is why it's running in both directions. It's kind of split. I am quite liking this applicator to apply the glue though. I wasn't sure how I'd feel about it. It's a little bit different, like it's going to take some getting used to, I feel. I did use it for something else just recently. Oh, when I did my Roxy's weekly challenge, it was for week 3 and I did the cover, which I haven't been able to share. I'm sorry, because I looked at that video and for some reason there's a haze. I don't know whether my camera was dirty or whether the lighting just wasn't right, but there's a haze. The video, it videoed fine, but there's this haze over the whole video. So I think I'm just going to have to upload photos. And I did do a little experimenting with the covers. I created 2 and all I did was cover them in paper on camera during the challenge itself. And my plan was to seal them and then cover them with the fabric on the inside after they dried. And I used one of these applicators, so it was actually this one here, and I don't know if you can see the difference, but this one has a real curvature about it, which I figure, you know, it's a makeup applicator, so it's probably designed to run along the contours of your face. And it wasn't as easy to use as I was expecting, and then I realized that that was why, because it had the curve, so it was leaving streaks. Anyway, so I did the first cover and applied, it was a cold wax medium to the first cover using the applicator. The second coat I did, I've just got to get some greaseproof paper for that, sorry. Okay, second cover I did, no. Sorry about that. I didn't want to talk over the noise. Just popping that to the side, and I'm going to sit this to the side to dry. I have no idea how this is going to turn out. So I'm not sure I'll get back to this video because I'm not sure how long it will take to dry. It's quite a cool day here today, but I really wanted to apply that just to see what it comes out like. Okay, so what was I saying? Oh yes, the second cover I coated with the cold wax medium, but I used a piece of cloth. I actually used this piece of cloth. I was in the middle of doing it. I was in a hurry, so I just grabbed some of my fabric that I was using in my crafting, and it's just a little strip of the cotton fabric that I use, and use that to apply the cold wax medium. I found that the cover was much better. It was much more even, and I left it to sit for probably, I'd say, a half hour to an hour, and decided that the first cover had far too much wax on it. I'll get them and show you. So these are my covers. This is the first one I did, so I used the applicator on this, and it's got a lot more of the wax medium on it, whereas this second one I used the fabric, and both of them I polished basically with some paper towels, so it was kind of a wax on, wax off. Yes, I was quoting Karate Kid while I was doing it. The second one, I really love the way it feels. It's not tacky in any way, and I will probably leave it like that. The first one I did with the applicator, it has a much thicker coat, and it does feel a little bit tacky, and if you listen, it has that tackiness when you close the cover, whereas this one doesn't do that at all. So I'm thinking I may go over this one either with a, I don't know, a gel matte medium, or maybe even a lacquer, I'm thinking, just to really seal it in. So they were my Roxy Creations, Roxy's Weekly Challenge number 3, week 3. And I do want to do a bit of a lining. I've decided I wasn't going to, but playing with the cover, I've decided I would like to add a little bit of something to the spine to strengthen it, probably a bit of cardboard, I'm thinking, and then I'm going to put a calico cover on the inside. So I was a little disappointed that my seal didn't work as well as I hoped. I really love the second one. I love the way it feels too, but anyway, we need to experiment sometimes, don't we? So speaking of experimenting, let's get back to this. So I was looking at, I just kind of pulled out some scrap papers from my Junk with Steph papers that I've been using, and I have my glue book pages. Now I've kind of had a little play before turning the camera on, so just to get an idea of whether I thought I could make it work. It's funny how you can have an idea, but when it actually comes to finalizing and bringing it all together, this has kind of been a few weeks of creative play for me, because now I have decided to put this one here, because it all started with the fabric dyeing. So I dyed the fabrics, and then I did the gel plate prints and the paper staining, and then the collage fodder. So it's been a long process to get to this point. I am going to ink across the top. I don't know that I need to. I will share, this is the Enchanted Forest kit from Junk with Steph, and the one in my hand that I'm inking is from the Iris kit. So I do apologize, I have a really dry throat. My allergies are playing up something severe with the weather that we have at the moment, and It doesn't seem to matter what I do, I cannot stop it. It's actually been troubling me when I've been videoing quite a lot, so I wish I could take the frog out of my throat, but I don't know what I can do about it. Anyway, so if I get croaky, I apologize. The wind is out with the frogs are out with the wind is what I was going to say. It's very windy here. It's very cool today, so okay, so I'm locking this in case you hadn't noticed. Oh, and I didn't ink my other glue book page. I think I want to bring that, oops. I'd really like to bring that down a fraction. Okay. Paper towel, where did I put you? Okay, so I have torn that. Have I? I don't remember doing that. Chatting away. Yes, I'm excited to see these come together. I will admit, when I did Roxy's weekly challenge number 2, when I did the painted journal cards that were that week's challenge, I was nervous. I was so nervous, which is no secret because I said that on the video, but it was really fun to play with the paint and create things. And I think at that stage I'd already started to play with my gel plate, and so I'd already created myself some of the, or maybe it was before I did the, no, it was after I did the gel printing, because I did consider using the gel prints for the challenge, but part of the challenge was to paint directly onto the paper using a paintbrush, and it was so far out of my comfort zone, and I really wanted to push myself to do that just because. And it has been a really fun process because I think I mentioned on the video, I learnt from that process things about my crafting that I didn't know, like I prefer my paint colour watered down or a thinner application than a thicker application, which I didn't know until then. So okay, now I was thinking about adding this to the top. So I'm thinking I'm going to have to use my fabric glue to attach this because this is on matte photo paper. Sorry, I'm trying to get my paper trimmer down, and of course, knowing me, I've got things sitting against it, so I was waiting for the avalanche. Okay, and I would like to, I think I'll trim it with my paper trimmer. If I can see my pencil mark. A couple of these pieces I did, if you remember, get a little bit of my gel plate lifted off onto them, but I don't think this was one of them. Okay, so I'm going to ink around this. You don't know how long I've been waiting to do that, to actually ink around it and see what it looks like once it's inked. The icing on the cake, I tell you, the icing on the cake. So which way around? I think I like it that way. I was kind of looking at the blue. Okay, I love that. And I have here some of the snippet strips that we created in an earlier video. And I was thinking of adding, oh gosh, I love that. Do I like that, or do I want to move that down? No, I like it that way. I'm going to do that, and I think I'm going to call it done with a bit of stitching around the outside. Now this hasn't been backed yet, so I think I might back it just in case I decide I want to use it as a journaling card. I'm not really sure whether I will or I won't. A journaling card or a pocket, either way, doesn't matter. But if I back it now, then I have options. I do think it would be a really pretty journaling card, actually. Oops. Clearly should have got a new book page. And just getting my bone folder. Hoping I didn't just cut that journaling card open. The folded seam is what I'm talking about. But, whoops, just bumped over my glues. I really do have a lot of things around me at the moment. I'm going to stitch around it anyway, so that'll pull it back together and support holding it together. Which is like, well, that side's open, but it's meant to be. Okay. I have a feeling it's going to be one of those videos where I'm just all thumbs. I'm sorry. Bits and bobs everywhere. I do need to get a new glue book page. Okay. So I wonder if this one will work. It really hasn't been playing Happy Camper. I need to source myself some acetone. I have no idea where to get it from. I had an ad pop up on, I think it was my Instagram feed just a couple of days ago for acetone, but it was in, oh my gosh, the container. It wasn't even a bottle. It was like a drum of acetone. I was like, what could I possibly need that much for? Oh, it doesn't want to come out. Oh, here we go. Oh, that makes me happy. I didn't expect it would work, especially not that well. There is hope. Okay. I'll leave that laying down for a moment. I really love that with the paper from Junk with Steph. I think they work really, really well. Whoops, and I have some excess glue. Okay, and my snippet strip, which is a paper and lace snippet strip using papers from Junk with Steph. And I was looking at that side there. I'm looking around to try and find my little fussy cutting scissors. I don't know where I buried them. Okay, I do want to see if I can ink just a little around this. Fabulous. Just trying to make sure I get the stitching covered reasonably well. Okay, I love that. And I'm just wondering if I maybe want some sort of label or something. I don't know. What do I want? Maybe I want a word. So I have words by Steph from Junk with Steph. Just looking to see what's in here that might work with this paper. Oh, what about dream? I'm not sure the black is working for me because there's a lot of brown tones in there. So I have here word labels from Junk with Steph. I just want to see what's in amongst these. Kind of like that up there. So I have dreams. I'm wondering if I can, this is paper is this? I think this is the visual art diary paper. I'm wondering if I can fussy tear out one of these splats. And oh my gosh, it really is one of those days, burying everything. Okay, I have no idea if I like this or not. I do think I want to lock that in. I like it that direction. Sorry guys, my glue. What can I say? I should have left it on its side. I'm wondering if I'd like a bit of fabric underneath the word as well. So whoops. So about there, I think. So this is a piece of the blue stained cheesecloth. I really need to find my little scissors. Come out, wherever you are. Oh, I think they're on my other table. Jackpot. Okay. So my blue stained cheesecloth or coloured cheesecloth, and remembering these fabrics because I've dyed them myself and I've used acrylic paint and gouache to colour them. They're not colour fast. But that's okay. No, I like it that way. Okay. This is making me so happy. Just knowing that I'm using fabrics that I've coloured and papers that I've coloured along with the digital. It's kind of taking my creativity to another level, and it's kind of what I've been working towards. This is kind of reminding me of the moon a little bit, so I've kind of created my own sky scene. I love that. Okay, locking it in. And I will be sewing around this as well, so probably in a zigzag. I'm thinking, I love that. I'm so excited about that. That's made me really, really happy. Okay, so that goes to my sewing machine. And then this one here. Okay, I'm just going to pop this fabric back. Trying to keep my coloured fabrics all together, and I really need to come up with a way of storing them that's going to work for me. I haven't decided what yet, but so I was kind of thinking about, I really love the way these greens work with the greens in the iris. No, I like that separation between the two. Okay, so I'm thinking I want this to run the whole way down. This one here, just want a little separation at the top is what I'm thinking. Now, where did where is my paper trimmer? I didn't put it where it goes, that's why I didn't know. And remembering these pieces of matte photo paper were my fussy cutting scraps. So taken from the edges of kits that I've been fussy cutting. I usually, if I have a reasonable amount of white edge on the sides, I'll cut those strips off first. And that's what I've used for my gel printing. And I think they're going to be really, really fun and versatile. I want to do more. And now I have a new gel plate. It's so exciting. And discovering the Jo Sonjas paints and the colour tones that they offer. Really hitting the mark for me. It's all just stars and planets are aligning. I'm telling you. I don't think I need to ink that side. Whoops. Okay. So I'm thinking kind of about there. I'm trying to decide if I want to cut or do I want to add, what do I have in the neutrals? No, I think I'm just going to, okay. I'm going to lock these together. I'm sorry, I'm gone quiet. Part of me had considered sewing these together before adding them to my card, and I've just realized that my sewing machine is buried. I'm videoing, so it's not going to be an option while I'm videoing, which I didn't really plan out very well. I'm sorry, but I haven't decided if I want to, but the thought had crossed my mind. Okay, so I love that there, and just have some fabrics here. See, I really like that down there. Do I like that on top? No, I like that underneath. And I'm thinking maybe okay. Oops. A little bit extra. Hoping I'm cutting that in the right spot. I don't want a very thick piece. Okay, loving that. And so I feel like it's missing something here. I like that, but it's too much. Oh, I like that. Okay, so I'm going to say about there. That is a fabric only snippet strip that we did in a previous video using neutral. I love that detail of that little scrappy piece. It's a scrappy piece of lace or burlap lace, I think. It is kind of a focal point for me without adding a focal point, which I really love that. So I just want to make sure that's done for me with stitching around the outside. So I just need to lock them into place. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy right now. Sorry, I'm trying to be really patient with my glue, but it won't come out quick enough. Okay, so I'm going to lock my lace in. I'm in my head. I'm thinking about things that I would like to do with these papers and fabrics now that I have a selection, and I want to dye some more. I actually, before I started the video today, I did actually start trimming some, sorry, not trimming. I started to undo the seams of some of my fabrics that I shared in a recent video. It was the bed volants. I've pulled it apart. I unpicked the stitching earlier today, so that I can stain some of those fabrics. It had the beautiful gauzy insert, I suppose you'd call it, with the, is it broderie lace? I don't know what the lace is called that goes around the outside, but it's really beautiful. It's got a really aged look about it. I don't know that it's terribly old, but I want to use that and colour it in a similar fashion to the way I did my fabrics. I think it will be a beautiful addition to my choices. So the one thing that I'm getting a kick out of the most with this is that my focal point is a textile focal point and not an image. I have this image here from the Junk with Steph kit, but I also feel this is a focal point, and I love that quite often when I'm creating ephemera, I feel like a fabric or textile focal point is enough for me, but I always second guess it, and I really love that I'm getting that effect with texture and tactile. I mean, the papers that I have made on my gel press, sorry, have got a tactile feel. They're kind of a little bit raised, I suppose, a bit textured. And then of course that little cluster here is raised and textured as well. So I love that it doesn't have to be an image to get a focal area. Okay, I am wondering if I want a label. So I'm actually wondering about, so this is the Love Junk Journals Random Sciencey Label Set 2, and I'm wondering about something like that. I really love that there. And I may even add a little piece of cheesecloth, and I just realized I haven't put the lid on my glue. I do have some cheesecloth in the green. I'm not sure I want the green or if I just want maybe a tea stain. Just cutting away that edge. I do like that. I screwed my face up when I said that because I really didn't think I would. I think I want it smaller. I just want a hint. Oops. Okay. And I'm calling that done. I love that. I'm going to sew around the outside of that. Maybe even just with a straight stitch for that one. I don't ever know for sure what stitch I will use until I actually start sewing. And I just kind of look at how much room I have without taking away from what I have going on there. So I will make a final decision when I go to sew it, but I really, really love that. Okay, so to my sewing machine it goes. How am I going for time? I am very, very close to time, so I think I may leave it there. Or do I, no, maybe I'll try and fit one more in. I'm gonna have a look at that one. Okay, I do have these little scraps here. These two are kind of, oh, that's kind of fun. And I'm wondering about, so I have these ones here. These were tea stained. I don't like the tea stain as much. I just wondered with the orange on the paper down here whether that would work, but I'm not sure it does. It's kind of a different orange, isn't it? And I don't think I have, what about, not an orange, it's more of a, I'm still steering towards those. Okay, so what about, nope. So maybe not the green. I'm wondering about a neutral fabric. Thinking I may have to cut. Some of those flaky pieces are coming away. I don't know. I like those together. Oops. I do want to take part of that away. These scraps of paper are not necessarily straight either, or square as such. I like the detail of the dark and light on that side. I know what it needs. It needs a strip of lace. Okay, I love that. I'm wondering if that's enough. I love it. I want to do a zigzag, just a messy back and forward zigzag across there. And I will zigzag around the outside. I'm thinking I want to make this one a pocket, so I don't need to back it. So my question is, does it need some sort of focal point? Or is that enough? Okay, I am thinking about, well, this isn't what I was thinking about, but I'll try it. So this kit here is Junk with Steph Eclectic Ephemera. It's too big. I like that. Just cutting the edges of my ticket. I think I'm going to call that done. So I need to ink these pieces. And I'm going to use some fabric glue to hold things in place. And I am going to stitch this off camera before gluing it down. And then I'm going to stitch around the whole thing. No, I didn't want that right up to... Oops. And I just need to work out my placement for these. I think I like that. Okay. I'm worrying about the glue, but I still have to glue on the lace, so I'm asking myself, why are you worrying about the glue? I need to put this in my glue book. So I have glue on the lace where I don't need it just now. Oops. Just wiping that away. Okay, so I'm wondering about just a small butterfly. What do I have? No, colour's not right. Sorry, that was Junk with Steph's Vibrant Butterflies, but the colour just wasn't quite working for me with those papers. Oh, that one might be very pretty actually. I do like that. Actually, I need to ink it. It's not bouncing out enough for me, but once I've inked it might be a different story. Oops. Yes, just drew it all in together. Love that. Okay. So going to glue that down. Oops. I started using this part of my hand to hot press things down because I have glue all over my fingers, so seems like a safer option, but I look like I'm like really giving it a whack. I don't mean to. Oh, that is lovely. I really, really like that. It's turned out very neutral, which I wasn't expecting, so it would probably work on other cards as well. Let's just see what our choices are. I love it on there. Oh, it does really pop on that one though, doesn't it? I love it on there. Not so much on that one. No. No. I don't mind it on that one. I think the blues, but I think I'm going to put it on that one. But I liked it here. I think I'm going to ink both of them and I'm going to sew around both of them. No, I'm going to stick with my original. But it was fun to have a look. Okay, so I'm going to sew in a zigzag across the center there just to give it a little extra detail. I'm going to sew around the whole thing and I'm going to glue this on, and I really, really love that. Okay, so that was lots of fun. I want to keep playing. I don't want to stop, but I'm hungry, so I need to go and have something to eat. I may even pop back after that. So a huge thank you to Steph from Junk with Steph for allowing me to showcase your beautiful digitals. I love the way these have come together, and I'm super excited to finally be playing with some of the fabrics and gel prints that I've created in previous videos. So I hope you've really enjoyed watching these pieces come together. I have been so excited to do this video and I loved everything that we've made. I'll bring the other pieces in so that you can see. Oh my gosh, I love them all over again. So I'm kind of left speechless now. I don't know where to go from there. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm loving them. I hope you've enjoyed watching them come together too. I look forward to seeing you all soon, everybody. Please stay safe, stay inspired, and happy crafting. I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.